Two of the very best teams in the Eastern Conference going head-to-head as Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks play host to the champs, Jayson Tatum and the Boston Celtics. And boy, Boston had it going early. Look at Jayson Tatum explode to the hoop and throw that one down over Precious Achiuwa. Gorgeous move from Tatum. Then he's just knocking down the rangy three. Later, Jaylen Brown gets going. He hits a little turnaround fadeaway in the lane. Then it's Peyton Pritchard with the step back on the three-pointer, and this one falls. Jayson Tatum back at it with the pull-up three-pointer. And you see Boston up by 18 at that point. And then Al Horford to Jaylen Brown throwing down in the lead at 17 there as Boston firmly in control. In the third, here come the Knicks. Jalen Brunson knocks down a three at 36 on the game. Then Karl-Anthony Towns drives into the lane for the stuff to cut the lead down to single figures, and Spike Lee fired up. Brunson now to Mikal Bridges for the three, and oh, look who's in the house. Larry David and Ben Stiller enjoying this one. Jayson Tatum responding to Derek White, who knocks down a three, and Boston reestablishing that control. Tatum knocks down the step back three, part of a 19-3 Boston run. Tatum hits a turnaround fadeaway here. Boston now up by over 20. Derek White to Tatum for three. He had 19 in the third quarter. Then in the fourth, Tatum, the deep pull-up three at 40 on the game. Later, Jaylen Brown to Peyton Pritchard for the three. He had 25, and Boston just cruises at MSG. Your final score, 131-104. The All-Star James Harden and his LA Clippers getting set to take on Jordan Clarkson and the Utah Jazz. And Jordan Clarkson in the first just went off, pulling up in transition and knocking down the three. Then Clarkson coming off a screen and hits a three. He had 14 points in the opening quarter. Utah up 20-9 at that point, but in the second, James Harden to Ivica Zubac for the jam. Then James Harden to Drew Eubanks for the stuff here. And LA's in front 29-28. Later in the second, Johnny Juzang gets the loose ball, makes the corner three-pointer. Utah up 39-33. Then it's Zubac to Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard right down the lane for the lefty jam. Then off a turnover, Zubac to Norm Powell in transition, and Powell getting the stuff on this one, and it's a one-point game. Chris Dunn to Powell for the layup plus the foul. He would hit the free throw. LA led it by 2 at the half, 58-56. In the third, Micah Potter to Jordan Clarkson, and he's back at it, knocking down another three, and Utah's up by 2. James Harden responding with the drive and the layup. Then Harden making a step back three. He had 23 points and 17 assists in the game. Clippers on the break. Amir Coffey to Derek Jones for the alley-oop, and watch this one again as Jones goes up and sort of just hangs there and gets that thing, and the Clippers up 94-84. Later, Norm Powell drives and lays it in. He had 26 points on the game. LA up by 8. Isaiah Collier to Jordan Clarkson for three. He had 24 on the game. It's a 2-point game. James Harden, the drive, the bank shot, the handles, everything working well for him. Drew the foul, missed the free throw, though. Then Harden to Zubac for the jam. Zubac, 26 points, 15 rebounds. Clippers get the win. Final score in this one, 130-110.
The Washington Wizards have won 3 of their last 4. The Atlanta Hawks have won 2 of 3 after losing 8 in a row. Jordan Poole went for a career-high 45 on Friday, and Trae Young of the Hawks averaging 31 a game in 4 February contests coming in. But he's also the league leader in assists. He nearly falls down, but finds Zachary Richelet cutting for the tough lay-in. Then on the other end, Jordan Poole comes up on the other side for the reverse, and then the crossover, splits 2 defenders, and then hangs and gets another reverse. He had 21 to follow up his career-high 45. Trae using the screen, and then the one-legged three-point floater is good, putting the Hawks up by 2. And then Trey, off the dribble again, banks that one in, plus the free throw is good. And then Corey Kispert, former Gonzaga Bulldog, coming off the screen, knocking down the top of the key 3 for the Wiz. Trey, he has been on full blast as of late, knocking down a 3, starting to assert himself more in the scoring department as of late. A deep 3 right there from just inside the logo, and the Hawks led by 5 at halftime. George Niang making his Atlanta debut, got the start, 26 minutes, was 4 of 7 from beyond the arc, and had 16 points to go along with 3 steals. Valuable debut for the Atlanta Hawks. Bub Carrington off the feed from Malcolm Brogdon. Carrington had a career-high 23 in this one. And then Trae Young, no-look pass inside to Onyeka Okongwu for the easy put-in. And then more from Richeche. Dyson Daniels lobbing to him. Richeche finished with 18 points. Hawks led by 17 at that point. It was down to 12 late in the third when Trae Young gets the bucket and the foul. More from Trae. The crossover, the step back, the 3-ball is good. 35 points, 14 assists for Young, as the Hawks win back-to-back games for the first time since mid-January, as Washington's now lost 2 after winning 3 in a row.
Zach LaVine and his Sacramento Kings had taken on the New Orleans Pelicans, and in the early going, Jose Alvarado throwing the lob up, and there's Zion Williamson getting the lay-in. Then Trey Murphy knocks down the deep 3, and then the fun really started. CJ McCollum with the steal, throws it off the backboard to Trey Murphy, who comes in from the rafters to throw that one down. New Orleans goes up 26-9 after that spectacular play. Later, off a turnover, Zion Williamson takes it all the way the other way for the layup and the foul. He missed the free throw, but it's 44-26 at that point. Jose Alvarado to Murphy for the 3, 56-42. New Orleans in control. Malik Monk with the outlet to Zach LaVine, and Zach LaVine gets the stuff there. He had 22 points in the game, and New Orleans their lead down to 8. Next Pelicans possession, CJ McCollum calmly buries a 3 to push the lead back to double figures. New Orleans led it by 11 at the break. In the third, Malik Monk finds Domantas Sabonis inside for the stuff. He had 27 points and 16 rebounds. Jose Alvarado throws the lob to Zion Williamson, absolutely crushing this jam. Beautifully done. He had 40 in the game. Later, Domantas Sabonis misses the free throw. Keegan Murray gets the rebound, put back plus foul, make the free throw. Then Keon Ellis with the steal gets it to Murray for the slam, and Sacramento their first lead of the game. Later, Malik Monk, a tough turnaround jumper here, and that one goes down. It's 91-82, Sacramento by 9. CJ McCollum on the other end, nice handles, and he gets the floater. He had 31, less than 5 to go. We got a 4-point game. DeMar DeRozan, double team comes, does not matter. He hits the turnaround. Sacramento gets the win. Final score 123-118.
Two teams playing very well as of late. Indiana at Los Angeles. The Lakers without Luka and LeBron on Saturday. LeBron ankle soreness. Luka still nursing the calf injury, yet to make his Lakers debut. But neither of those guys in. Austin Reeves, however, was playing. He almost didn't. Had a sore elbow coming in, but knocking down a couple of threes early on looked good and healthy for the Lakers. Then the pull-up at the foul line. That basket caps a 13-0 run for the Lakers, and they were still going. Up by 20 in the first quarter, Gabe Vincent, who had 12 points, knocks down a 3. Then one of the newest Lakers, Markieff Morris for 3. It was 44-22 after the first. Lakers still pouring it on in the second. Jackson Hayes gets to the rim with ease. Then the birthday boy, 27-year-old Rui Hachimura, knocking down a 3. He had 24 in the ballgame. Lakers by 16 at halftime. Oh yeah, the Indiana Pacers were playing as well. They won 5 of 6 coming in. The Lakers had won 4 in a row. Halliburton, then Pascal Siakam, the double duo, getting things back into it for Indiana, who trailed by just 6 after that. But Reeves still cooking. Goes behind his back and then knocks down a mid-range, then gets to the tin for the layup plus the foul. Lakers pushed a lead back to 18. He's not done yet. From distance, it's good, 100-88. Then more from Austin Reaves. This time, the pilfer and the dunk. He had 14 points in the fourth quarter alone. LeBron loving it as Reaves taking over without the superstars in the lineup. Here, Reaves lobbing to Jackson Hayes. 9 points and 12 rebounds as Hayes can go and get it with the best of them. And then look at the handle from Austin Reaves, and he gets all the way to the basket undeterred. He went for a career-high 45 in this one. Also had 7 rebounds and 7 assists. He's the youngest Laker since Kobe to have 45, 5, and 5 in a game. Pacers not going away. Pascal Siakam for the dunk. Part of an 8-0 Indiana run. Down by 5 with 24 seconds. The jump ball goes to Los Angeles, and Hachimura lobs it to Shake Milton to cap things off. 124-117. Lakers loving it for Austin Reaves as they have won 5 in a row now and 11 of their last 13. Two young teams with a lot of talent not playing up to their potential as of late. Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic have lost 10 of 12 to drop to 8th in the Eastern Conference. Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs, losers of 8 of their last 11. San Antonio early on relying on one of the vets, Harrison Barnes, who was knocking down threes all over the place. From the top of the key, from the left corner, he had 5 consecutive threes, was 6 of 7 from downtown in the quarter, and finished the game with 21. Look at De'Aaron Fox, tough hanging hit right there. He had just 9 points in this game, though, on 3 of 11 shooting. Fox rejected by Tristan da Silva, who lobs to Anthony Black. There's some of that young talent on display for Orlando. Defense turning to offense. Spurs trailing by 1 early in the second. Victor Wembanyama, a step back fade away in the mid-range. That one is good to go. How about Franz Wagner coming up with a steal? And he's going to go coast to coast. 3 defenders up ahead of him. Nobody stops him. He gets all the way to the rack to tie things up at 51. Devin Vassell, Florida State Seminole, pulling up for the mid-range. San Antonio led by 3 at halftime, 60-57. Wagner gets into the paint one more time, finishing with the left hand. Spurs again down by 1 now. And Wembanyama dropping it off to Vassell, who knocks one down from the elbow, giving San Antonio the 1-point lead. Fox on the drive and kick. Sohan, you know where to find him. Just look for the bright shoes. Sohan knocks down the triple, and that's to say nothing of his hair color at any point during his career. Stephon Castle, herky-jerky move, gets the layup plus the foul. He missed the free throw, but the Spurs led by 13. Wagner helping bring the Magic back. He had 33 to lead all scorers, went with 12 rebounds and 5 assists as well. Banchero getting into the paint, contorting his way at the rack for the reverse lay-in. And then KCP, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, taps it over to Anthony Black right there off the long rebound, and Black knocks down a 3. He was 8 of 9 from the floor, scoring 20 points. Wemby with the steal. Castle going to finish this one easily. He had 15 points. Spurs up by 1. They're now up by 3 when Vassell doubles the lead with a team-high 25-point effort. That 3-ball makes it 108-102. Banchero with the Magic down by 1, puts them up by 1 with a mid-range jumper, 110-109. Wemby on the other end. Yeah, nobody's blocking that shot. He had a modest 18 points in this one. 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, 4 steals as well. 111-110 still. Under 30 to play, and it's Paolo with a fadeaway. He had 17 in this one, which is what he's averaged in 4 February games coming in. Closing seconds, Wemby sizing up a jumper, and it bounces off the rim, and Orlando hangs on. 112-111 the final as Orlando gets a big win to head back in the right direction. For the Dallas Mavericks, fans still bitter over the Luka Doncic trade. They had the first chance to voice their opinions at a ball game as Anthony Davis making his Mavs debut at home Saturday against the Houston Rockets, and he did not waste any time warming himself up to the Dallas faithful as he gets a bucket down on the block, then puts back his own miss with a vicious dunk. And then Anthony Davis scoring in a variety of ways here, backing his way in and a little jump hook. He had 9 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block in the first 5 minutes of this ball game, as he certainly endeared himself to the Dallas faithful. Klay Thompson had 13 in the ball game. Then Anthony Davis with the block, and Klay in transition finds Spencer Dinwiddie in the corner for 3. Dallas up 45-31 against the Rockets in this Texas two-step on a Saturday matinee. The lob to AD from Kyrie is good. These two wanted to hook up in Boston earlier in their careers when Kyrie was in Beantown. It didn't happen, but now they are teammates. And Kyrie finds AD once again, this time from beyond the arc. 26 points, 16 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks. Not too shabby of a debut for AD. Dallas led by 17 at intermission. Alperen Sengun trying to cut into that deficit. He had 30 in the ball game. And then Jalen Green in transition. Not many faster with the basketball than him. The layup makes it 69-67 just halfway through the third. Kyrie on the other end, getting to the rack for the bucket and the foul. Dallas back on top by 9 just 3 minutes later. Jalen Green on the other end finds a way into the paint and then unleashes on the rim. Green finds Sengun, who does the same, but more importantly, Anthony Davis goes down. Now, you remember, he's missed the last 5 games with an ab injury, non-contact right there. You see him extending, possibly re-injuring that abdomen. He would leave the game and would not return past that point. Kyrie didn't have a great game shooting in this one, just 4 of 15, finished with 13 points, including that lefty finish. Najee Marshall getting a full head of steam, a nice hang and hit. He had 16 for Dallas as they led 104-97. Green once more, this time stopping on a dime and hitting the foul line jumper. He had 24. And perhaps the hidden gem of the Luka Doncic Anthony Davis trade, Max Christie coming over from Los Angeles. He was 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, 9 of 10 from the free throw line, and had 23 off the bench as Dallas wins by 11 to send Houston to its 6th straight loss.
Devin Booker coming off a 47-point outing as his Phoenix Suns get set to take on Jamal Murray, returning to the lineup in the Denver Nuggets. Phoenix shorthanded, no Kevin Durant or Bradley Beal. So perhaps Denver looking to take advantage. Jamal Murray gets a 3 off the dish from Nikola Jokic. Later, Devin Booker a 3 from Tyus Jones plus the foul. He would make the free throw. This is part of a 13-2 Suns run. And we're tied at 15 at that point. Jokic now with the layup, and that's smooth moving right there. Denver up 31-22. Later, Bol behind the back pass to Damian Lee for the 3. Watch this one more time. Slick stuff from Bol. And it's a 3-point game at the end of the first. Into the second. Mason Plumlee leading the break to Bol for the jam. Look at Bol get up. He had 9 points at the half off the bench. Later, Jokic, fake, spin left, goes right for the bucket. He had 17.7 rebounds, 7 assists at the half. That's the halftime stats for Jokic. Then Christian Braun gets the dunk from Jokic. He had 10 at the half. Later, Jamal Murray getting the dish from Jokic. He had 20 at the break, and the halftime score, Denver 63, Phoenix 55. So the Suns still very much in this thing. In the third, it's Murray with the 3 from Jokic, and he's alone in the corner knocking that one down. Then Devin Booker in transition gets the running floater to fall. He had 24 points and 7 rebounds in the game. Off a turnover, Christian Braun receives the dish from Aaron Gordon. Boy, he reaches to the sky to slam that thing home. Denver by 13. Jokic, little hook from Murray. He had 26 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists in the game, and he did not even play in the fourth quarter. In that fourth, Jamal Murray knocks down a 3. He had 30 in the game. Later, Julian Strawther, a 3-pointer. He had 18 in the game. Christian Braun, a 3-pointer. He had 18 in the game. Denver goes on to get the win. Your final score, 122-105.
Top 2 teams in the Western Conference, both riding 4-game winning streaks into this one. Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies in OKC to take on SGA and the Thunder. early on, it was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You cannot leave that man that open. It's an easy three for SGA. And then Aaron Wiggins, as Chet Holmgren not in the starting lineup Saturday after playing on Friday, returning from a hip injury that has cost him all but 11 games this season. SGA pulling up for 3, Thunder by 10. And Jalen Williams, thunderous slam at the rack right there. Take another look as Jaren Jackson Jr., Defensive Player of the Year, couldn't even get to that one. Desmond Bane finds Ja Morant for 3, keeping Memphis in this one. SGA going to get to the rack, and he knocks it in off glass on the off-balance finish. Ja Morant lobbing. Look at Santi Aldama sneaking in along the baseline for that alley-oop finish. SGA on the other end going about as high off the glass as you can, as OKC led by 17 at halftime. Alex Caruso to a wide-open Aaron Wiggins for 3, as OKC seemingly just plucks these guys out of thin air and makes it work. This team has got great cohesion, led by the possible MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was just 8 for 26 shooting on the night, as he dishes to Alex Caruso right there. But SGA was 13 of 16 from the line, finished with 32 points despite shooting less than 30%. He knocks down a big 3 right there. And then off the long rebound, it's J-Dub knocking one down. Dominating performance on the boards for OKC, 21 offensive rebounds. Look at that roll. Kind to Jaren Jackson Jr., who had 19 for the Grizz. And then Williams kicking it out to Wiggins one more time. He was 8 of 13 from beyond the arc, 26 points and 11 rebounds. And then Isaiah Hartenstein finding Jalen Williams on the backdoor cut for the finish. He had 25, and OKC improves to 42-9 on the year, now 7.5 games ahead of Memphis in the Western Conference.
The Portland Trail Blazers coming to tonight's action with the longest win streak in the NBA, taking on a Minnesota team playing without Anthony Edwards. He's got a hip injury, so Rob Dillingham gets his first career start. We start you off. In the first, Jaden McDaniels to Naz Reid, who knocks down a step-back 3. Minnesota in front 11-7. Then Shaedon Sharpe lobs it up. Robert Williams crunches that one home with the right. Watch it one more time. Perfect pass, perfect finish as well. Then it's Sharpe going to work on his own with the step-back 3, and Minnesota's lead is down to 2, 24-22. The Blazers now going on a run. Anthony Simons with the step-back jumper, and you see Portland up by 5. Then DeAndre Ayton passing it out to Chris Murray for 3. Later, it's Sharpe over to Scoot Henderson, and he hits a three-pointer, and suddenly Portland's up by 13. Simons connects from deep. Simons had 21 points in the game, and at the half, Portland led it by 13, 60-47. In the third quarter, Jaden McDaniels gets the tough shot to fall as he draws the foul as well. He missed the free throw, and you see the lead down to 6. Then Scoot with the steal, and we're going the other way. Scoot just so fast, throws that one down ferociously with the right hand. Portland up 84-71, so a 13-point advantage. But here come the Timberwolves. Naz Reid to Jalen Clark in the corner for 3. That one's money. Joe Ingles now missing the driving layup, but guess who's there? Rudy Gobert way up in the air, grabs the board, throws that one down, and he'd get fouled on the play as well to hit the free throw. Then Naz Reid drives, goes high off the glass, and puts this one in. He had 23 points in the game. Gobert with the block. Then Jaden McDaniels on the other end hits the pull-up jumper, and sort of a runner there. That goes down, and the bench fired up about that one. Then Naz Reid playing a little defense, gets the steal, passes to McDaniels. McDaniels had a career-high 30 points in the game, and Minnesota gets the win. Your final score in this one, 114-98.
The Golden State Warriors have lost 3 of 4 to drop to a game under 500 and tied for 10th in the West. But Jimmy Butler going back home to where it all began for him in the NBA, making his Warriors debut in Chicago against the Bulls. And his first bucket right there, an alley-oop from Buddy Hield. Steph Curry, 3 ball. like a layup for that guy. 1916 Warriors on top. And then there's another one from practically the same spot for Steph Curry. Meanwhile, for the Bulls, new Bull, Kevin Huerter making his debut, stopping and popping for three. He scored 4 points on 1 of 7 shooting in 19 minutes off the Chicago bench. Speaking of the Bulls bench, Jalen Smith knocking down a three. He had 15 in 19 minutes off the bench. That capped an 18-0 run for Chicago. Butler inside for 2 plus the foul. He had 8 first-half points. And Kobe White led all scorers in half number 1 with 15, including that step-back three. It was 69-55 Chicago at halftime. In the third quarter now, Kobe White gonna say, you know what? Why not? A deep three is good. He had 27 in the ball game. Steph, 3 ball, plus the foul, caps a 9-0 Warriors run. Everybody making runs in this game. Steph getting to the rack this time for the finger roll. Bulls only up by 4 at that point. It's a 5-point game when Steph knocks down another three in a tight space. And if some is good, more is better. Steph had 24 in the third quarter alone. The Warriors outscore the Bulls 42-25 in the third. Jimmy Butler, alley-oop lay-in plus the foul. After the made free throw, it was a 6-point Warriors lead. In the break now, Brandon Podziemski finds Jimmy Butler. It's a double-digit lead for the Warriors, who, mind you, again, were down by 14 at halftime. Butler driving baseline, a tough reverse and one. He had 25 in his Warriors debut. All smiles for Golden State. They outscore the Bulls 77-42 in the second half to win by 21.